today we'll be talking about birth control. A lot of people use contraceptives, while some use protections like condom, the male and the female condom. But today we'll talk about the conventional way of controlling unwanted pregnancy, so to say, and then we'll talk about their prevalent side effects. Now, the first one we'll be talking about is hormonal birth control. You see, a lot of people engage in hormonal birth control because it seems to be the safest form of birth control. But however, do you know that this birth control also comes with its own side effect, which is very huge? The number one thing that happens to you when you use this kind of birth control is that it is possible for you to have blood clotting. When your blood clots, what happens next? It could also lead to high blood pressure. Combining the two together can give you stroke. And you know, when you have stroke, what is the essence of the child you don't want to give birth to, where you end up at the end of the day live your life in stroke, maybe partial or full body stroke? Another one is using spermicide. You know, when you hear anything like side, it means using of chemical. So spermicide means that there is a chemical that will be injected which will prevent the, okay, you have your uterus here, the uterus here, you have the fallopian tube, you have another fallopian tube here, you have the vagina here, you have the cervix. So if the sperm is coming through here and is going through the fallopian tube, coming to where fertilization will occur, there will be a chemical injected that will stop the sperm getting to where the egg will be fertilized. That is spermicide. And once that is used, you know, that process could give you HIV and give you other infections. So it is always advised that when you are doing that, you should just try to use condom also. But people just say that they want to enjoy it flesh to flesh. They don't like it when they lick sweet, they put, you know, you want to remove the nylon first before licking sweet. So, but when you do that, it could be dangerous and lead to you having HIV, most especially when you have multiple sexual partners that you don't know their status. You know, when you have just one sexual partner who is HIV negative, it is possible for you to be able to engage in spermicide, and at the end of the day, you won't have HIV. But a lot of these people want to enjoy life, want to have one or two or more three. Some like it when it is mixed of the short cucumber, the long one, the fat one, and the thin one at different time intervals. So when you engage in that, it is possible for you to have HIV/AIDS in the process of you trying to enjoy sex and at the same time not wanting a baby. Another one here is the intrauterine device. You see, the intrauterine device is a very small device in a T shape that is inserted into your uterus. So it serves like an umbrella that will guide the sperm from flowing down, and when that doesn't happen, definitely you won't be able to get pregnant. You have double fallopian tube. You have the left and the right fallopian tubes. So once sperm is not able to flow through the tubes, what happens? It's just the same case with someone who has single fallopian tube blockage or bilateral fallopian tube blockage. The possible chance of you having ectopic pregnancy is very high. When you have this kind of device inside you, you are at a high risk of having ectopic pregnancy. And when you have ectopic pregnancy, it is very deadly. You know, it affects your system. So that is one of the risks of this one. And another one that a lot of people do, those who don't probably have money to engage in either one of these three, or who probably don't have knowledge about it, or they engage in withdrawal method. You know, Shegun, please put it, but don't release on me. That has led about 58% of people having unwanted pregnancy and also nursing lifetime threatening infection that they cannot even explain. These days, we have people living with HPV and HSV in Nigeria. 2 to 3 out of every 10 guys are living with HSV, HPV, whether HSV1 or HSV2. And you know what? When you continue having unprotected sex, you can be at the risk of meeting someone with that kind of health situation or health concern, which the person can also spread it to you. Using withdrawal method will leave you with no other choice than, one, falling victim of having unwanted pregnancy. When you are a baby, you now give birth to another baby. That means the baby will be nursing another baby. And at the end of the day, you give birth to a destroyed set of nation. Using withdrawal method will affect you in a lot of ways. Number one, spreading infection. Number two, unwanted pregnancy. And number three, psychological trauma. Because when you have sex with someone today, for the next 21 days, you will be thinking, did I release? Did I not? Did I release? Did I not? Even the lady will be, did it come inside me or not? You will be panicking until you see your next period. You know, God punished some people. You will see your first, second, third, or fourth month period. And at the end of the day, by the 5th month, the period will cease. Then you'll be wondering what happened. When you go for test, they will tell you are 4 months down. By that time, Yoruba call it oyun, because you will not be able to terminate at that point in time. The best form of protective that you can use is using of condom. However, there are some other things that people do, and I would like to talk about it. Some people will tell you that after having sex, just go and take bara, boil it with corn blala and take it at once. It will flush everything out. Some will tell you that, well, take salt and water solution or put salt inside 7-Up. Take it immediately, it will flush it away. Or some will tell you, look for Andrew liver salt. with hot water, take it at once. You see, all these things will do nothing but to damage your womb at the long run. So if you want to live a healthy life, shun them and use condom. Another thing is, if you use post pills, those who use Postinor 1 and 2 or Postinor 2, Postinor 1 is for prevention when you just want to have it, while Postinor 2 is aftermath of it, you want to flush it out. When you keep using all those ones, they will affect your hormones, and as a woman, you can start growing beards, or your period will go, you won't even see your period again, or some other things will start happening to you. Like I said again, the best form of protection you can use is condom. For male, people go through vasectomy. Vasectomy, wọ́n máa ń pè ní kéèyàn tẹ̀yàn ní ọ̀dà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, whereby the male sperm cell will be rendered useless. You won't be able to impregnate anybody. That is vasectomy. And there is one plant in Yoruba land that has about 75% phytonutrient that can give you vasectomy, and that is ewe dongoyaro. So I tell practitioners, when you're advising people to use dongoyaro, because of its phytonutrient ability and a lot of nutrient that it has in treating diabetes, high blood pressure, insomnia, typhoid, malaria, kidney diseases, and a lot of other viral infections. When you're advising people to use it, please don't give such advice to a man or a guy or male gender to use it for a long period of time, because the more they use dogoyaro, in fact, some people use it for sexual enhancement. The more they use dogoyaro, the lesser it becomes for them to have the ability of impregnating a woman at the long run. Though you can use it, but to a larger extent, you should stop, because it's one of the plants that is used for vasectomy all over the world. So please take your time to watch this video, share it to your friends and family, and kindly comment where you are watching us from in the comment section. For more content like this, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Asiwaju. Thank you. God bless you.